Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus here with a review of Transformers Alternity Thundercracker, the final Alternity Transformer. Thunder cracking his way onto this desk thanks to HLJ. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hold in my hands the end of Alternity, and what an ending it was. You should go find a translation of the story this guy's packed with. It was pretty intense, but let's get him open. Whoa, okay. Well, Thundercracker is, once again, the Mitsuoka Orochi, finishing off the trinity of sexy paint styles with this metallic electric blue. Once again, I love the way this car looks, so I really love this toy. A lot of you might not like the way this car looks, and to you, I say nay. Now, what do I mean by trinity? Well, let's put him here in the middle and bring in his brothers, Skywarp! So you see, he's got this metallic shininess to him, whereas Skywarp has a gloss shine to him, and Starscream has a matte, pearlescent finish. Once again, one can pop open the doors, trunk, and hood. Whichever one of these was the trunk or the hood. And once again, there is a flight mode that is almost depressingly hilarious to look at. Whoosh. Thundercracker finishes off the Seeker Trio and finishes off the Alternity Decepticons. And when you look at them all as a group, I think they actually look pretty cool. Again, you kinda gotta get over the fact that they're all cars, and if you can't, then you're stuck. But just between the Seekers and a Silver Megatron, I like the variance of color palette. The idea of these four cars flying out of a superdimensional highway and coming to eat time kinda tickles my fancy. The only thing left to take a look at would be how his robot mode stacks up to those of his peers. Thundercracker as a mold is completely identical to Skywarp and thus shares all the sleek shapes, smooth curves, and small structural instabilities of the Alternity Seeker mold. What Thundercracker brings uniquely to the table is his amazing electric blue, which brings out the details in the mold in a fashion that the other two do not quite achieve. As I said before, Starscream's a bit of a flat pearlescent and Skywarp is just gloss shiny. This metallic sheen has a different quality to it, which is worth taking into consideration. However, as he's otherwise identical to those other figures, I'm not really going to go into his poseability or anything. You can check out the videos for them to see how it all works. He does still have that thing, though, where these shoulder bits do not lock into the shoulder tabs on here all that solidly, and it's kind of easy to knock things loose. So, unfortunately, there were no structural improvements on Thundercracker. The only other real big thing to note here is in his head. It is unfortunately completely identical to Skywarp, but he has some purple detailing in there, which is actually also very close to Skywarp. And I think it actually kind of works. It's a bit strange to look at because purple on blue does sort of stick out, but I find that this particular shade of purple blends well with the electric blue. And if you take a look at them with the other Alternity Questers, then you can get a pretty good layout of which one works the best for you. Where are they? Skywarp! Ah, there we go. So, as a team, I think they look great, and I really like having the threesome, but this mold is a bit of an odd one, and it may not be to your liking. If you do want to give it a shot, I'd say take a look at these guys and figure out which one you think looks the best, grab it, and go from there. I've said tons about this mold between Starscream and Skywarp's reviews, so I haven't really got much to add here. I was kind of hoping that Thundercracker would have some structural changes, but right down to his very strange wings, which I do still kind of dig, he is identical. Just in case you're wondering how the light piping works, it does work pretty darn well. It's red just like the other two, and I was again wondering if they were going to do anything different with this, but, you know, don't fix what ain't broke, as they say. With all three Questers available, you have a full palette of decisions open to you in purchasing a copy of the design. With 3 color schemes and 3 different sheens of delivery, there's a lot of allowance for personal preference in picking one out. As a trio, I think the Questers are fantastic, really topped off well with Thundercracker's gorgeous metallic blue. I admit I rather like a lot of things about this mold that others do not. The entirety of the Mitsuoka Orochi, for example. But if you're really interested in Alternity, then you will not find something more unique than the Quester design. If you can find one of these for a comfortable price, it's worth the gamble, in my opinion. Anyway, this has been internet personality Vangelus, and please do check out the Alternity fiction. Thundercracker may or may not be a big damn hero. But will the Alternity ever return? Unfortunately, probably not. But someday I hope I'll get around to taking a look at some of the older entries in this line. And really, Alternity can never die. for its existence is perpetual and unstoppable.